You're listening to the Small Business Accelerator podcast, accelerating success, one founder at a time.
With your hosts, Roger Bryant and Sarah Wilson.
We support small business owners, the little guys. We're here to help you win in today's landscape.
Join us each week as we reveal powerful strategies for small business owners that save you time and money.
Because we believe every small business owner should have access to Fortune 500 style strategies without breaking the bank.
Subscribe now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts to accelerate your small business success. Hey everyone, and welcome to this deep dive. Ever find yourself endlessly scrolling through job postings and just thinking, ugh, none of these spark joy? Got to be something more out there, right? Something that vibes with, what I actually care about.
Totally.
Well, that's kind of what we're digging into today, this whole world of lifestyle businesses. Businesses built to fuel your dream life. Not the other way around,
It's huge right now.
Right. And we've got our hands on some super interesting stuff to unpack. Excerpts from this guide called Break Free from Your Business and a sneak peek at an online course, something called Automations Made Easy. Sounds promising, right?
Really interesting stuff. What's got me hooked is how this isn't just some fad. This feels like a real shift. People craving purpose at work, more control over their lives.
Big time. Everyone's waking up and realizing there's a whole different way to do work A&D life. And speaking of waking up, one thing that jumped out at me from Break Free from Your Business was the focus on ethical stuff. Sustainable practices, It's not just about making a profit anymore. It's about building something you're actually proud of.
Totally. And it's not just some good vibes only thing either. This guide actually mentioned a study. Consumers were something like 80% more likely to buy from a company known for doing things right, ethical sourcing, that kind of thing.
80%?
Yeah.
Seriously. That's wild. Proof that doing good is good for business, too.
100%. People, especially online, they can sniff out a fake from a mile away. They want to know where their stuff comes from, who made it, what impact it has on the world.
So it's not enough to just talk the talk.
Nope. Got to walk the walk. And that's where things get interesting. Because building a lifestyle business, it's not just about picking a cause you like. It's about weaving your values into the DNA of your business, your whole business model.
Okay, but let's pause for a sec. Let's say you're all fired up, you've got this amazing ethical business idea, but how do you actually make it work financially? Bills got to get paid, right?
Right. And that's where getting clear on what you actually want comes in. The book, Break Free from Your Business, really stresses that. Figuring out your ideal lifestyle.
So before business plans, marketing, all that, you got to figure out what you actually want your life to look like.
Exactly. What does your dream day look like? Work from a beach cafe? Home office? Some buzzing co-working space? How much money do you need to support that life without, losing your mind?
Just know where you want to land before you build those wings, right?
Exactly. And once you've got that vision, then you can start crafting a business that fits into that, not the other way around. Might mean ditching some of those old school business ideas about, just chasing bigger profits, bigger growth, all that.
So not every business needs to be the next unicorn startup.
Maybe not. Remember, lifestyle businesses, it's about sustainability. Building something that gives you the income and the freedom to live the life you want. Break Free from Your Business talks about aiming for profitability right from the get-go, from day one.
Makes sense, but for someone like me, numbers aren't my jam. Kind of intimidating, How do you even know if your idea can really work financially?
Oh, for sure. That's a common fear. And that's where getting down to the nitty-gritty can be super helpful. Break Free suggests good old-fashioned market research. Who are you trying to reach? What are they already spending money on? Are there other businesses out there similar to yours that are totally killing it? What can you learn from them?
So validate before you go all in. Love that. A bit more of a measured approach.
Exactly. Speaking of measured, both these sources are big on using your resources wisely, especially when you're just starting out. Think shared services centers to streamline things, and of course, the right tech tools. Gotta love tech.
Whoa, hold up a sec. Shared services centers? What are those?
Great question. Basically, it's like having a centralized hub for all those essential, but let's be real, kind of repetitive business tasks. Accounting, payroll, customer service. Outsourcing that stuff so you can focus on the good stuff, the heart of your business.
Got it. Like a one-stop shop for all the behind-the-scenes stuff that can eat up so much time.
You got it. And this is where that Automations Made Easy course seems super relevant, figuring out which tasks you can automate so you're not working 24/7.
Yes. Automation. Everyone's talking about it, but I'll admit, kind of intimidating. Where do you even begin?
Oh, totally overwhelming at first. But this course breaks it down. They give this example of a small business owner who automated their social media, saved him like 10 hours a week.
10 hours. Okay, now you're speaking my language.
Working smarter, not harder, right? That extra time, that's for family, hobbies, you name it. Or just, a well-deserved break.
That is the dream. And that actually makes me think of another big theme in both these sources, mindset. It's not just about the tools and tricks, it's how we approach this whole being an entrepreneur thing.
100%. Break free from your business has a whole chapter on cultivating what they call a growth mindset.
Growth mindset. Heard that before, but
Yeah.
not sure I totally get it.
Basically seeing challenges as chances to learn and grow, not as failures or roadblocks.
So when things get tough, you don't give up. You use it as fuel to keep going.
Yeah. And there's research on this. The book mentions Carol Dweck's work, how people with growth mindsets are way more resilient, more persistent, and way more likely to achieve their goals.
That's really interesting, something I want to work on for sure. Because let's be real, building a business, even when you're super passionate about it, it's going to be hard sometimes. There's going to be doubts, setbacks, maybe even a little fear now and then. Right?
Oh, yeah, 100%, all part of the process. But both our sources actually give some really good tips on how to deal with those mental hurdles.
Like what?
One thing they both talked about was having a solid support system.
You mean surrounding yourself with people who get it, your own little cheering squad.
Yes. Finding your people, whether that's online communities, local networking events, or even just a few trusted mentors, friends who understand what you're doing, people to brainstorm with, celebrate with, and to be there for you when things get rough makes a huge difference.
Yes. I've been so guilty of trying to do everything myself, can be super isolating. And Break Free from Your Business talks about this directly, how important community is. They say building a network isn't just about advice or clients. It's about fighting that loneliness that so many entrepreneurs feel.
It's about knowing you don't have to do this all alone.
Which is huge, something we all need to hear, especially these days. Social media makes it so easy to get sucked into that comparison trap, thinking everyone else has it all figured out while you're, barely keeping your head above water.
Right. Easy to fall into that. But the truth is, everyone's on their own path. Comparing yourself to others just holds you back, makes your own achievements seem smaller.
Ugh, tell me about it. Queen of comparison over here. But, speaking of comparison, something else that struck me from Break Free from Your Business was this idea that there's no one way to build a successful lifestyle business. No one size fits all.
What do you mean?
Well, they gave this example of two different entrepreneurs, both successful, but with totally different lifestyles. One's a digital nomad, traveling the world with just their laptop. The other built this thriving local business, super involved in their community, gets to spend tons of time with family.
Oh, I love that. Proves you can make it work in so many different ways. It's all about designing a business that fits your values, your priorities, even your personality.
Totally. If you're someone who thrives on routine, the digital nomad thing might not be for you. And that's okay. That's the beauty here. You get to call the shots. You decide what success means for you.
Super empowering, right? It takes the pressure off trying to fit into some mold of what an entrepreneur should be, how they should live their life.
And yet, so easy to fall into that trap, especially when you're starting out, right? Everyone and their brother's got an opinion on what you should be doing.
Information overload. That's why it's so key to remember you are the CEO of your life and your business. You decide what works for you.
Yes. Permission to write your own rule book. Now that is something I can get behind. And speaking of getting behind something, you know what else I'm starting to really embrace?
What's that?
This idea of self-care being non-negotiable. If you want to build a truly successful business, especially a lifestyle business, taking care of yourself has to be a priority.
Yes. Taking care of yourself mentally and physically. It's not just a footnote in Break Free from Your Business either. It's a core idea. They argue that neglecting your well-being isn't being dedicated. It's a recipe for burnout.
And burnout is not going to help you build your dream life.
Exactly. That's where the self-care rituals, the resilience stuff we talked about, those come in. It's not selfish to put yourself first. It's essential. You can't show up as your best self in business or life if you're running on empty.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? Because I'm great at the idea of self-care, but actually doing it consistently. Whole other story. I'm all about buying those fancy bath bombs. But then, they just end up staring at me from the tub, judging my lack of chill.
Oh, tell me about it. Mine too. But here's a thought. What if we tackled self-care with that same, problem-solving energy we bring to our businesses.
Ooh, okay. I like where this is going.
So we were talking about automation for work stuff, right? Streamlining things. Well, automations made easy got me thinking, why not automate our self-care too?
Okay, now I'm really interested. Give me an example.
Let's say you want to exercise more, but you know how it is. End of the day rolls around, you're toast. What if you use something like Calendly to block out workout time, treat it like an important meeting, phone on D&D, the whole bit?
So you're basically taking the decision-making out of it, removing the chance to flake on yourself. I dig it. And hey, maybe even automate dinner too, right?
Yeah.
Sign up for one of those meal prep services so you're not tempted by takeout after a long day.
Now you're thinking like a true lifestyle entrepreneur. It's all about creating systems that support your well-being, the same way you would for any other part of your business.
It all comes back to knowing what you need, those non-negotiables, and building your life, business, everything around that.
Exactly. Designing a life where taking care of yourselves isn't some luxury, it's built in.
Because trying to run on fumes, that's not going to work long term.
Nope, not a chance. Break Free from Your Business talks about this, playing the long game. It's not about burning out for some quick win. It's about building a business and a life you can sustain.
Which means prioritizing rest, rejuvenation, and fun. Because really, what's the point of all this if you're not enjoying the ride, right?
Reach. And that actually reminds me of something else that often gets overlooked, unplugging. Fully unplugging. Stepping away from the digital world and actually, existing in the real one for a while.
Dude, yes. Ditch the screens, put the phone down, use your senses. Remember those?
Right. It's like a full system reboot. And there's even research showing that being in nature can actually make you more creative, a better problem solver.
So it's not just about relaxation. It's like a brain boost, too. New ideas, here we come.
Totally. It's about giving yourself the space to think differently, tap into your intuition, all that good stuff that gets drowned out by the constant digital noise.
It's about remembering that we are not machines. We're humans. And we need time to recharge, reconnect, just be.
And honestly, that might be the most important takeaway of all.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into lifestyle businesses, let's remember, building a successful business and a truly fulfilling life, it's not about finding this perfect balance. It's about being intentional. It's about making choices that put your well-being front and center and building a life that feels aligned with, who you are and what you want to put out into the world.
It's about businesses that support the life you want to live, not the other way around.
And it's about remembering that success, it's not a finish line you cross, it's a journey.
A journey full of twists, turns, and a whole lot of learning along the way.
And the best part is, we don't have to do it alone.
Absolutely not. Find your people, find your mentors. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It takes a village, right?
It really does.
Yeah.
So what are you waiting for? Take that first step, build that business, build that life.
We'll be right here, cheering you on every step of the way.
Thanks for tuning in to the Small Business Accelerator podcast.
We really hope today's strategies help you grow your business without breaking the bank.
Don't forget to check the show notes for links to resources we've handpicked for small business success.
If you found value in today's episode, it would make our day if you subscribed to the podcast and left us a review.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And stay tuned for our next episode. Next time, we'll reveal yet another game-changing strategy that's revolutionizing how small businesses on a shoestring budget take on giant corporations and accelerate their success.
Until then, keep accelerating your success.
This is Sarah Wilson.
And Roger Bryant, signing off.